Hey, what's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up to everybody in the room? I was just putting up some last minute stuff. And so, well, I'm gonna kind of let y'all know what's been. Okay, hold on. I forgot to do something. So, let me let y'all know what's going on. So, I was looking at a couple of things, real quick that I wanted to discuss. Um, brothers. This is going to be very important and significant, such that as I'm switching back and forth between channels. So if you haven't subscribed to it, and I'll mention it later, subscribe to my other channel, Reluctant Nabi, WAMA. All right. The reason why I'm going back and forth is because my channel is kind of shadow banned, but I kind of don't care about that. And it is for this reason. It's getting to the point where I'm running across some information and things are being revealed to me. And I mean practical things, right? And I'm looking at a lot of fools, a lot of old fools that don't know what they're talking about. And I'm getting into, I don't even discuss with them. I do not, I don't have discussions with women, Black women especially. I don't have discussions with them anymore. Their only purpose is to misguide someone and then get get them to the point to say something that they shut them down or flag them down. So I don't do that. Hey, what's up, One Loyal King? What's up, Captain Marvel? What's up, um, Khalil Khalil Dukes? Hey, Daniel, what's going on? All right, so basically, there's some information that I wanted to share, but what I'm going to do is I'll probably come up to Georgia and visit. I'll probably call some of you guys up, like the ones living in New York, and like, hey, what's up, David? Like David, you and Daniel, but it's probably not the information that I have is probably not going to affect you as much. Now, when I get back, I'm gonna do um, I'm gonna give a talk on credit cards and stuff like that, so that we won't get scammed in that arena. So when I get back, I am going to either go up to Fort Worth, that's going to be in between, or it'll be like in San Antonio or Houston or something like that, right? And so for those that listen to me, whoever is interested, um, it is not no beat. It's not going to be no fee or anything like that. It's just brothers sharing with other brothers, right? Because y'all know I keep my credit score above 800 or pretty much near 800. All right, and there's a reason I'm able to do that. But the other thing, y'all know that I use every source available to me to navigate my way through as far as finances. So yes, I have a checkbook. Yes, I have credit cards. I even have a debit card, right? And then there's cash, right? I use it all. I use it all. That's how you save the most money, because some of the times you're just going to have to use a check, like when you're registering your car. All right. It's cheaper to use a check by a little bit. You don't have to pay certain fees. Um, but when you travel, a credit card, not a debit card, a credit card is one of your safest bets to travel. Now, a debit card is good to get temporary money. All right. And what I mean by temporary money, like say you want to do something, you want to go somewhere and barter. All right. And so you're going to need cash. So that's when you go and get the cash, only the cash you want to spend on that, or whatever you think you need cash to spend on. That's when you go to the bank machine and get cash out, right? Other than that, you should be around places where you can use a credit card, not a debit card and not a secured credit card. All right. And so basically, so what's going on is a lot of people in a predatory way are, and I ran across this with one of the brothers. A lot of people in a predatory way was offering up, hey, get this credit card, but the it wasn't one. It was a scam of a thing and stuff. And there are ways to get a good credit card once you get your credit score high enough. So if you get your score in the high 600s, you'll be good to go. All right. And so why is this important? Because brothers, if you want any kind of relationship with a female, I recommend that it not be one from the United States, because it's getting to the point that even if you're an Afro man, even to be in the presence of one and they know you could put you at risk. All right. And so that's why I say the grass is not green at all. You know how they say, oh, you're going because you think the grass is greener on the other side? Well, I'm going to take it a step further and say the grass is not green at all for brothers in the United States. Brothers aren't the only ones leaving. All right. But what's significant about us leaving is we were more loyal to, the Black Quine thing. We were brainwashed. We was loyal to everyone but ourselves. So we were brainwashed. All right. So the grass is not greener. What's up, Rasan? What's going on, brother? The grass is not greener. There are things we can learn in other places. And basically, what's going on is a lot of people are showing up to shut us down. A lot of females are showing up in our spaces to try to shut us down. They're trying to shut down the conversation that brothers are having. Now, for those of you who don't know, and many of you probably know this already, how did this big passport movement start? Right? And it started like this. Al Griggs put out a movie. There's a brother named Charles Tyler that was a friend of mine. Okay. And Charles Tyler and me, we got to talking. And so I started promoting his group. All right. Now, his group was made up of other brothers, and this was the original Passport Brothers. All right. And so I've never been, I would be considered a passport brother because I travel and all of that. But there was a group that was organized. It was an organized group with John Thompson and all the rest of that stuff, right? And although I wasn't a part of the group, I promoted the group on my YouTube channel because my YouTube channel was much larger back then. Okay. And so this is how it started. And as I started traveling and putting out the exploits, my channel was getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It was always bigger than the group's channel. All right. So that's why I promoted it. And then there was Brother Dwight. And then another thing started happening. And this was all after the takedown of brothers like myself. All right. And that was the SYSBM. And this all SYSBM, the so-called manosphere, and all the rest of that, the red pill and stuff, all that came about after a bunch of Black women got together on Facebook And I still have the receipts. And they got together on Facebook and they took down our channels. All right. They took down our channels. They systematically went through YouTube and only took down the channels of Afro men. Okay. And so that's where we are. Okay. Hey, what's Simplify USMC vet? And so that's where we are. We are at a point where this is no longer about a group of brothers. This is a movement amongst Afro men, because the young brothers and stuff, everybody realizes that these women. Here's the thing: there's what brothers real feel, and brothers literally feel. They honestly feel that the BW in the United States actually despise and hate us. This is how we feel. All right. But we don't feel that based on our feelings. We feel that based on how we've been treated. Like it isn't that somebody did something arbitrary to us. We say this because this system, these women use this system, and between the B dubs and the system, they utterly destroyed our incomes. They destroyed our ability to speak. They try to destroy us when we tell the truth about what's going on, while at the same time promoting the simps that are telling the lies, like the Derek Jacksons. All right. And so it's not this country, the United States is not a good country for a brother. It's good to work, get your money up. United States have always been good to get your money up. All right. It's always been good to get your money up. Hey, thanks, brother. It's always good to get your money up. But after you get your money up, save it, save it, save it, and leave and take it to women that give a damn. All right. She started talking about passport bros getting played by women because of money, but she trying to leave the USA for good after being in Brazil 2 weeks. From a Brazilian from USA, and she started talking about passport bros. Oh, well, here's the thing. Not everybody that's traveling is a passport brother. Some of them are simps. Some of them are real young dudes that got a little extra income, and they don't know how to save up for their future, so they don't care. They see a lot of beautiful looking women running around the way they run around here and walk around, and right. And I don't have these, we don't, and so this is the message here. This is the message here. In no way, shape, form, or fashion has the Black woman ever really, when you really look at it, shown the Afro man any love. And this is how you know this. When they were offered by the feminists and the government to either keep your man and work hard and work together with your man to raise your family, or we'll get rid of your man and we'll put you in charge. The Black women went with get rid of their man. Right? You ever remember the saying that you don't know who your friends are until you go through trouble? And this is whether now this is if the trouble is self-inflicted, like you find out that one of your brothers he out there doing wickedness, that's different. We're supposed to go away from that. All right. But like say a dude is working hard, he lost something and stuff like that. I've always tried to help brothers that was working hard. All right, that did stuff. That weren't out there doing the weird stuff like the drugs and stuff in the streets, right? And so and I had to learn that being that many were raised by the single female, what happened is that a lot of brothers were will steal from you. They would take your stuff and stuff. And so you had to stop doing that. In Brazil, here in Brazil, in some of the worst places, is the place where I had the least worry about being robbed. If you are a part of the community, they're not going to mess with you like that. All right. Now, they always thought I had money every day to spend on drinks and stuff like soda pops, not drinks. And most of the days I did. But if I didn't have it, I just didn't have it. And they were cool with it. But they asked, right? I didn't mind. Because I share. And they share with me. They really share with me. And so basically, so I started thinking about this, right? And we have an issue. And this is about this green grass stuff. And not only that, our other biggest problem is these simps. These simps are the biggest problems these simps, the best way I could put it is you got dudes just thirsting over this. Just thirsting over this. But this don't like Afro men. This woman had an Instagram, right? She had an Instagram, and she has a Facebook. Now, didn't look all that deep, but Instagram. And this came to my attention because there was a lot of dudes thirsting over this woman, talking about she a queen. She a queen. But let me show you the problem with this. All right. And let me show you the problem. There's a bunch of problem with this queen culture, with these dudes running around calling these females queens. And here's one.
2 young children were murdered, a baby and a toddler. Police say they were both stabbed in their necks.
All right, we'll get into that. All right. I'm trying to think did y'all hear about the 2 babies and what the mom did to them 2 babies? The B-dub, right? And so this is all they got to offer. Now look at that. They got that to offer and a baby. All right. And what you notice is she promotes that baby. Okay. Now pay attention to this. Right? So she got a baby. I put this up here for a reason because this is a problem right here. This is a problem. And it's the biggest problems we have. You got people thirsting over that woman because she got a big behind. All right. And then these dudes are following these women simply because they got a big behind. All right. And these women are the whole thing. It says, blessed is the man who walks not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor stands in the path of sinners, nor sit in the seat of the scornful. So what's a sinner? It is one that breaks commandments. All right. And when you start pointing this out, right, you get some old head religion dude, well, say Jesus, a dude that didn't exist. There's no such thing as a Jesus. Remember, if there was no J, there was no one running around named Jesus. If the name is made up, then you got to question everything else about the story. Once you find out that the name is made up, then you got to look at how the story was formed, who put the things together. And then you got to look at our culture as a people. And when you look at our culture as a people, our whole culture, when you look at the Bantu and all the rest of that stuff, we had commandments. We lived by those commandments. All right. We didn't become as wicked as we are until the Caucasians invaded. And like a virus, taught us all the poison. I want y'all to understand that. Like a virus, taught us the poison. All right. And as they taught us the poison, you got a lot of these dudes that went along with it. All right. And you got the same mess now. The biggest problem that we have right now, we have a lot of soft, moist talent minded dudes running around worshiping the coochie of the BW, talking about queens. And yes, that's right. They are QUEANs. Y'all remember when I gave you this word? There's a definition for it. That's why they're QUEANs. And by the way, what's up, brother Young Boy 24? Okay. And what's up, brother from another planet? And so it isn't only the Afro men leaving, it's men in general. The only men that have something to look to are the Hispanics. And if those women don't watch their backs and separate how they act from the B-dub, their man going to be leaving them, going back to Mexico. And it's going to be easy for them because they're already going to know Spanish. Hey, Zimalu, what's up? What's up? Okay. And so this is what we got have going on. Hey, what's up, Kelly Gill? All right. So this is what we have going on, right? And so you got these thirsty dudes running around, sitting up under females, right? And Scripture tells us, and I started to understand this. A lot of these dudes that have these videos and stuff with these females is primarily for those dudes to make money. So you shouldn't be listening to those channels for advice, entertainment, and some of the times them dudes say some stuff. But that ain't why a lot of them men are giving them money and this, that, and the other. They're not building anything. They're not helping brothers in any way. They're making popular what's going on in this battle that we're all in. All right, so they're bringing attention to the battle, but outside of that, they're doing nothing. They're saying everything that we already know. But people like that conflict between females that really don't give a F, right? And they're just there to bring in money. And here's the thing, because that's their only purpose and because that's the purpose of the channels, a lot of these dudes is giving up money to nothing. And this is why the same dudes should never talk about football players giving up anybody rich giving up money to anything. Because when we have a little bit, we don't give to nothing. We'll give to a woman, call her the queen of the manosphere. We'll give to some other dudes that's not really building anything. They bought fancier equipment, and the equation I put to that is like giving to the church that builds a bigger church but don't help the community. The church is all decked out. They got new equipment. They got better musicians that they pay. All right. And All the money goes into entertainment and the pastor's fee and the pastor's upkeep, but it's sifted right out of the community that need the money the most. But then again, the church people don't care. So, all right. And so people miss a lot. Y'all miss a lot. So everybody's gawking over this. When I saw it, they was like calling her queen and everything. All right, she's a queen with a baby. She got a baby. All right, this is their queen with a baby. And let me make it clear that she got the baby with the good hair. So she took on the seeds so that she could get a baby with the good hair. Y'all know what I mean by that. She's a divested B dub. And this is the part of everything that these dudes chose to ignore as men. Right here. Jay chose to ignore this as men. That we as men do not give and not 1 ounce, not 1 iota of our strength to a woman. There was a woman, the woman in Detroit, I went to see the woman that was with me in Columbia. I was really feeling her. But at the drop of a hat, when I wouldn't do what she wanted, she's like, I don't feel safe with you. Now, mind you, let me break some stuff down. Mind you, when she was down here to see me, well, when I was in Columbia, there was an issue. All right. There was an issue because, and part of the reason she had an issue because she took spirit, which was more than she had to pay. Had she it was because she didn't listen to me and take United like I told her to. All right. So there was a big issue. It was a big issue. And so what happened is I didn't leave the airport and then I went and solved that. So I was there with her through that issue, fighting for her and even taking it over to make sure she got back in time to do what she needed to do. Because she didn't have to worry about anything because she was with me, but she needed to get back in a certain time. And I made sure that happened. This is the same woman that was like, she was never left on her own. And then in a time that she needed me the most, I was there. And then she was like, well, I don't. And you know why she did that? Because she knew she could. But you know why she was angry? Because I do not give my strength to any woman, in this case, her mother-in-law. And her mother-in-law probably talked her out of the relationship. Because who the hell does he think he is? He's not going to answer my question. Well, you're not her mom. Now, I talked to her mom. Me and her mom got along okay. But her mom-in-law, right? And so her mom-in-law, we bumped heads. And so her dad wanted peace. And if her mom-in-law didn't want me with her, it just wasn't going to happen. Because remember, her dad got to live with him. And if he wanted peace, he probably said, yeah, you might have to let him go because I don't feel like listening to her mouth. He didn't say it like that. But I kind of gather what kind of happened with that. All right. But here's the thing. I'm not giving my strength to a woman because they're wishy-washy just like that. Period. They are wishy-washy just like that. One of the ways you don't give your strength to them, you don't ever go live with them. You prepare a place for them to live with. You. Hey, what's up, Mr. Pirate Brain? Right. They know that exactly. The BAW is taking our money that we've earned and getting it back to the Caucasians, the government. All right, we can't keep money. And then I'm gonna say this because one dude said this. We gotta stop. We gotta stop being pushed around. How many times have my channel been taken down? Right? And this is how they get it. And so people walk on eggshells. Now, I'm not going to just blatantly say something, but I'm going to speak the truth, right? I'm going to share what I want to share. A lot of dudes was like, man, we can't do this because I might get taken. And so that's why they do this. That's why they take us down. All right. We got to start standing up and realizing that this social media stuff, if we can't speak freely, it's not worth it. And that's the conclusion that right, these women, they'll go and sit on TikTok, not do anything, just sit there. Some of the times in shorts and a t-shirt, and dudes will give them money. Right? And so it's F the community. You take care of your money and you build up your family. And then together, as we gain families, we could reconnect that community or that network within families. But we're to leave this family alone. Right? And so part of the problem is that these dudes were so into booty and coochie factor, right, that they will fight men that they know are right. It says, give not your strength to a woman, nor thy ways to that which destroy kings. Right? It is not for kings. So if we're kings, we don't give our strength to no woman. It is not for kings to drink wine, nor for princes to strong drink. Why? Because we have to be sober-minded, lest they drink and forget the law. So drinking doesn't break the law, but when you lose your faculties, you're likely to break the law or the commandments, like sleep with somebody's wife and pervert the judgment of any of the afflicted. The Most High called us men to be judges. The women will like to say, don't judge not lest ye be. No, we are supposed to judge. In Ezekiel, it says for us, the Son of Men, judge them women. All right, we are supposed to judge, but we're supposed to be sober-minded and we're supposed to know the commandments by which we're judging. But if we're judging them by the commandments, then they could judge us by it. Meaning that we shouldn't be sleeping with other people's wives if we're going to judge somebody for sleeping with somebody's wife. The commandments are easy to follow. They are easy to follow. The only reason why people have a hard time following them, because when you read them, if you go to Exodus 21, there is nothing. To break a commandment, you have to have a corrupted heart. The only time you could break a commandment unintentionally is when you're deceived. Say like you get with a woman, but you don't know she is a wife because she keeps that hidden from you, and then you find out later. Now, in your heart, you would have never gotten with her had you known she was a wife, but because she deceived you, knowing that you wouldn't have got with her, that's different. You don't have to have a corrupt heart. You just have to have better judgment or ask better questions. It says, give strong drink to him that's ready to perish, and wine unto those that be of heavy heart. Okay, I bring this up. All right. The grass is not green for us Afro men in the United States. It's not green for us if we're going to try to make children with these women in the United States. It is the worst place for us to be in finding a mate statistically. It is the worst place for us to raise children statistically. These women in the United States are statistically the worst women for us to raise children with. All right. And y'all know I ain't BSing. All right. There is no BS in this. Right. Now, hey, what's up, Terminator T800? Now, I want y'all to understand this. I'm discussing these things because I know what I found out from channel to channel to channel. What's up, Mental OG? Is what we have here are the people that's going to hear the real, right? This is not a popular channel in the least bit. Oh, you didn't miss much. I'll go back over it. All right. So this is not a popular channel in the least bit. It used to be. All right. It's not now anymore because people are afraid to listen to the truth. You got dudes who are afraid to share the truth. I had one dude tell me, I'm afraid that my Facebook, this, that, and the other. All right. So pick which videos you share or share the channel. Oh, speaking of sharing, don't forget, let's get these thumbs up, get these thumbs up, get the thumbs up. All right. And so basically, there are certain things though I've learned that I'm not going to present here on the channel. All right, that I'm not going to present on the channel. So the thing with the credit cards and stuff like that, I'm gonna try to get. Oh, you missed this, Mr. Pirate Brain. So I'm gonna have a meeting up in either Fort Worth, San Antonio, or Houston. Well, I will talk to the brothers and we'll discuss this credit card issue, credit, and all the rest of that stuff. All right. Because one of the things that needs to be discussed is where we should get our credit cards from. All right. And there's some scams like, hey, get this card. It's a good credit. And it's not. All right. Some people just want your information. All right. And so this is what it is, right? And if they take it, I'll make another one. Right. And so basically, so this is where we are right now, right? Now, here's the other thing I'm going to discuss, but I'm going to discuss this in person. That the United States have been working treaties for a way to oppress men all over the world. I want y'all to understand this. The United States have been working with countries to oppress men all over the world to keep the money coming within the United States, the government of the United States. And what they were doing is making child support laws or making it easy for women, other women, to extort us all over the world. All right. And so basically, right. Yes, yes. And it's the B dubs. It's the B dubs that's destroying this, right? And so basically, one of the things that's happening that I want y'all to pay attention to, one of the things that's happening is not everybody is on board with this, right? And so I have a list of the countries that the United States have a treaty with to attack us on child support, and I have a list of the countries that are not on that list. Now, for the purpose that we have spies, namely the B Dubs, because this isn't about the government. The government is using people to destroy people. And they're using the corruption that they have in their own hearts. The government can't be everywhere. So it'll get black women to do their dirty work, or women in general to do their dirty work. And this is what's going on. All right. And so if you look at this, it isn't even safe for children. 71% of children deleted by one parent are deleted by their mother. 60% of the victims are boys. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. There is a lying myth that's going around that the B Dub is telling. All right. There is a blatant lie that's going around that the black woman is telling. And I'm going to bring it up in a minute. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, I think I found it. Let me see if I shared it right. So basically, all right, let me see if I got it up here. Let me see. Let me see. All right. No, not yet. So hold on for a second. This didn't share right. Hold on for a second. So something went wrong. Hold on for a second.
Hey, brothers.
Oh, so I did share it. Hold on for a second. I have it on here somewhere. Hold on. I think I know what's wrong. All right, so let me let me figure out how I shared this. But anyway, so
Hey, brothers. Said you don't mind the black.
there we go. This is it. There we go. Got it. 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 All right, so I have it.
When he kills us every 5.5.
And so this is another one of the myths, right? The black man. And so one of the things that remember we're talking about the counsel of the ungodly, right? And we're not supposed to walk in the counsel of the ungodly. One of the most egregious things that these B dubs are doing to us, let me see where I'm at. One of the things, hold on, let me see where we. They know that the BRs are taking money and giving it right back. Okay. So one of the things that these women are doing, right? Be setting up be a live stream for yes. All right. And so one of these things that they are doing is all the things that they are guilty of. Yeah, give them your strength, they'll use it against you. All of the things that they are guilty of, they are falsely accusing. So what is that when you falsely, they are bearing false witness against their neighbor. So they're breaking all the commandments right now in order to maintain power that they see slipping right in between their fingers. And how is it slipping? Brothers are not playing the game at all. See, we are starting to understand that it is rigged, right? And the dudes that they're losing are the dudes that got their stuff together. And let's see how wicked this is. They're calling us predators, pedos, and any other, the most wicked and vile names that they could come up with. All right. And then they are attacking the women of other countries. I want you to let that sink in. They are attacking the women of other countries as well. All right. The United States are so corrupt, is ridiculous. All right. It is so corrupt, it is ridiculous. None of the men want to live or raise a family in the United States. All we want to do is work here right now.
Being tripping. Do you mean tripping when he kills us every 5.5 to 6 hours every single? So according to.
All right. So this is the state we're in right now. This is the state of the United States right now. That it is so bad. It is so bad. Hold on for a second. Things are so bad that all the men want to leave. Okay, for some reason, let's go here. Let's go here.
Do you mean tripping when he kills us every 5.5 to 6 hours every?
Hold on for a second. All right, hold on for a second. Okay, there we go. I want y'all to catch this real quick. Bam. Hold on for a second. Let me take a break. Hold on. All right, there it is. There it is. Truth. All right, brethren, let's break some stuff down real quick. Let's hit this up real quick. All right, hold on one little second here. Oh, we want video. T.
The black man tripping. Do you mean tripping?
All right, so I want y'all to pay attention to this, because this is quite interesting. All right, let me go through some the rest of these things, right? Hey, what's up, Full Circle Essentials? All right, so when we break this thing down, right, and they're not even talking reckless. They are saying things that they know are a lie. All right. And not only are they saying things that they know are a lie, but they pick the most wicked thing that they could say about Afro men. All right. And this is what's going to curse them. They intentionally pick wicked things that they could say about Afro men that they know isn't true for the express purpose to ruin the image of Afro men amongst the women outside of the United States, strictly out of jealousy for men that they didn't want inside the United States, especially the divestors. And the divestors are mad because not only did they not want us because of our skin color, all right, but they are upset that we are being sought after by women in many countries, while at the same time, understand this, while at the same time, no one's coming here looking for them. And even when they take their money to go abroad, the best they can get is run through. Period. That's the best they can get is run through. Nobody wants them long term. All right. Now pay attention to this. Oops.
Black women do.
Hold on. All right, let's listen to this.
Said you don't mind the black man tripping. Do you mean tripping when he kills us every 5.5 to 6 hours every?
All right, now I want y'all to pay attention to this, right? Pay attention to where she got her information from to make this thing. That means we can't trust. Well, I'll just.
So, according to Ebony, black women do not kill black men. It's black men that are killing.
According to who?
Black
hours every single.
So, according to Ebony.
After 6 hours every single.
So, according to Ebony.
Ebony Magazine. That's who's lying on us now. Remember the black-owned magazines? Now, all of them, we can't trust them either. We can't trust no media source, especially the black-owned ones. The biggest average, I'm telling you, this thing is big, right? Now, listen to the rest of what she has to say.
Black women do not kill black men. It's black men that are killing black women. And I see that a lot of these women say that every 5.5 hours that there is a murder of a black woman that's being committed by a black man. So I decided, let's see what the Department of Justice has to say. They have.
So instead of looking at Ebony, run by females, for females who lie on the Afro man, and they know it's a bold-faced lie. They know they didn't do any research whatsoever. Instead of doing that, she went and looked at the Department of Justice, and this is what she found out.
Statistics. So let's take a look at that. So according to the Department of Justice and the characteristics of the domestic violence victims, 54.9% of those victims are male, 45.1% are female.
So 54% of the victims of these murders are males. So no, Ebony is lying. Ebony is lying. But you know who's in the most danger? It's not Black women. It's Black children. The unborn children. Understand the hypocrisy in this. These women are murdering roughly, or were murdering roughly 1,000 children a day. 1,000 children a day. And so every 5 hours, she said every 5 hours, right? And it's not a man taking the lives of them women. If y'all paid attention to the news, it's been the women that's been taking the lives of children. That's why I put that first stat up there. 71% of the children whose lives are being taken by the mother. I want y'all to grasp that fact real quick. So the B-dub is not in danger. The Afro child is the one that's in danger of abuse from the mom or deletion by the mom. Okay? And so basically that's what's going on. And the courts know this. Everybody knows this. But remember, it's all about money. All right? So we can't trust Jet, Ebony, anything that has a female writer in it, we can't trust it when it comes to our image. All right. And so let's see who this dirty folks is. All right. So basically, this is where we're at. This is where we're at. So in abortion, who is this? Hold on for a second. Let me find out who this person is. Because like I said, I'm not even having discussions with them. Let me go to channel. All right. So basically, this is what's going on. So they're aborting. The B-dub is aborting. Well, it's probably going down with the new law. So let's look at what the new abortion rate is. All right, let's look at what the new abortion rate is. Oh, wow, it's worse. It gotten worse. So, like the marriage and divorce, hold on, I'm gonna have to bring this up. All right, so like the marriage and divorce, okay, I want y'all to understand this. Like marriage and divorce, um, Black women are the only ones that have more divorces than marriages. They're the only group in the United States that have more divorces than marriages. All right. So I want y'all to understand that. All right. Now, this is for the year 2022. All right. So I'm going to show you this. This is for the year 2022. So we're going to look at this. Understand this. This is for the year 2022. Y'all understand? 2022. That's this year that just passed. All right. I want y'all to look at this. Hold on. We about to bring it up. This is what I'm saying. That's why we need to go elsewhere because we can't survive them. Hope y'all can see this. Black women will largely bear the brunt of abortion limits. About 40% of women who get abortion in the US are Black. %40. So they'll go where it's legal. Okay. So they'll go where it's legal. So 40%, y'all get that? 40%. 40%. Hey, what's up, brother Antonio? 40%. All right. So some eastwards. So we got a couple of problems here. One, we as men we're not supposed to have anybody leading over us. No politician, no nothing. Understand this. We have no kings. Okay. We're not supposed to have any kings. So I want y'all to understand that. We're not supposed to have any king. This is Samuel. First Samuel. Some are cursed because they said, give us a king to be like everybody else. All right. So let me look at this number of abortions in the US. All right, let's look at Pew. Um, let's see. Let's see if we could get a number. I'm trying to find the ticker. So that we can get an accurate number. And I want overall. Okay. They're making this thing hard to find real quick. Facts about abortion. All right, let's see. Okay, so what I'm trying to find out is in 2022, if I can get the number of abortions. Okay, I got it. All right, so let's break this down with what Black women said about the Afro man. All right, which we know is a lie because it's more men are dying than women. All right. So I'm looking at about 600,000 abortions. So 40% of 600,000 abortions. All right, so there was a decline. Hold on. In 2020, there was 930,000 abortions. So that it was an increase in 2020, but that was when the stuff was going on. New York and Illinois were aborting more than they were in the Black community. They have more abortions than All right, so let's do this. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. And so what we want to do is take 40%. We're not going to go with 2020 because it was like real high, 930. What did I tell you it was? 930,000. Okay, so 930,000. All right, 930,000 abortions. All right, let's go with 650,000 for 2022 after the laws, right? And so with 650,000, Black women were in a year, Black women were 40% of that. So that's roughly about 300,000 abortions. Hey, what's up, D-Rock then? All right, 300,000 abortions. I want y'all to understand that. 300,000 abortions. Do you know why we're not supposed to have kings? For this reason. No one was supposed to make laws for us. If you go up here and read Samuel, all right, if you go up here and read Samuel, let's look at this. Let's look at these laws, right? If you go up here and read Samuel's, the Most High gave us commandments, all right? And I want y'all to note something. Everybody's trying to be like Jesus, but I always said I was trying to be like Abraham. You know why? Because Abraham left his father's house. He didn't need nothing to be written down. Isaac and Jacob didn't need it to be written down. Nothing needed to be written down for the children of and the descendants of Abraham until after they mixed with the Egyptians. And they was in Egypt for so long, mixing with their customs that they forgot their own. It's kind of what happened now. All right. And so you could write stuff down for a little bit, but then we should start catching on to the point where we don't need it to be written down. We should know how to conduct ourselves. All right. They wrote the UCMJ when I was in the military for everybody but me, because that's the way I looked at it. I didn't really pay attention to safety briefs because I wasn't going to do, I kind of knew what they were going to talk about, and I wasn't engaged in any of the things that put me at risk of breaking any of those rules, right? Following the commandments is a natural thing, right? And so this is what happened to us. All right. They went to Ramah when they was in Ramah, and they said, Samuel, you're old, and they want a king to rule over them, right? Just look at Samuel's 8 and 6. All right. Look at 8 and 7. Now, I'm going to switch this up. I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to switch this up so you can get that. And Yehovah said to Shemuel, listen to the voice of the people. Now, I'd like to do this one here because when something is attributed as the Most High is saying it, it's in blue. Okay, hearken to the voice of the people and all that they say unto thee. For they have not rejected thee, but they have rejected me, that I shall not reign over them. They rejected me from reigning over them. According to all the works, they have done this since the day I brought them out of Mistraim. Mistrites are Egyptians. Mistraim was the land. All right, it wasn't called Egypt then. It was named Egypt by the Greeks, but the old name was Mistraim. It said, therefore, hearken to their voices, howbeit, protest them solemnly, and show them the manner that the king shall reign. Now, I'm going to leave this up there right there, because I know some of you like the King James, so I'm going to just leave this up here. Now, what I want you to pay attention to, and I'm going to just put this in the thing. We are not supposed to have no other man ruling over us. I want to really make this clear. No politician, no nothing should be ruling over us. We do not give our strength to women. Right? We do not give our strength to women. There it is. This is why. These women are marching to do this. These women are marching to do this. Every wicked thing that tears apart the family, every wicked thing that destroys the people of the Most High, the B-Dub is marching to do in lockstep with the supremacists. They have their signs up and everything. You can see it on TV. They are blatantly lying on men for doing what the Most High said, which is to separate from them. All right. We should focus on ourselves, and the women aren't foreign. Remember, we are separated geographically by geographic designs that were made by the oppressor, not by the Most High. In England, they're finding out that the first people in England were melanated, like me, my color. I want y'all to understand this. They're finding this out everywhere. And if you do a DNA and trace us back, yes, everybody gets traced back to Africa. So just because people came out of Africa, don't mean somebody else was on this land first, because they came from somewhere. Guess what? Out of Africa too. A white dude asked me, he said, then how did you get here? It's called the Canary Current. Seafaring Africans put their boats in that current, and that current itself brought them to the Americas long before the red man, long before anyone else. And they built societies here so that when other people came here, it mixed. This is why Columbus, I'm buying a bunch of books now that I've been researching. This is why Columbus said he saw people as dark as me and as light as some other people. The Most High warned them. Right? But here's the last thing that the Most High says to us, because we're not supposed to have king. And this is what's happening now. We are supposed to rule over the woman. If you believe in the commandments. We don't need, that's right. We don't need anyone to rule over us. We have the commandments already. Our only problem is you got people that fell into this systemic trap, and they said, okay, well, we're going to follow their laws, but their laws are corrupt. Right? And this is what's happening. And you shall cry out in that day because of your king, which ye have chosen you. There it is. That's why I don't vote. That right there is why I don't vote. I keep telling y'all, I don't need no man to tell me how I'm supposed to conduct myself. That's why I don't vote. Also, why I'm not crying out now. Also, why I'm in a good spot. I am content with the amount of money that I get. It's not $1 million or anything like that. It ain't a lot, but it is enough to sustain myself and be free. Right? And so let's look at this phrase again. So y'all know okay? Let's see what happened to it. And whoop, there it is. There it is. Right? And so now you got another problem. All right. So the women have been wiping us out. I wanted to put this up here real quick. They lead in child abuse and child fatality. This is from breakingthescience.org. This is data from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Child maltreatment reports. And you can look that up now. And basically, what they found out, okay, what they found out is this. They found out that the B-dub, they found out that when you leave a child with the mother, it's the worst place to leave a child. The best place, I used to tell y'all that the best place for you to leave the child is with the mom and the father, right? But I don't know how many of you have been paying attention or that watched my last live. We now learned that in this generation, that even if you leave the child just with a single father, the child does as well as if you left it with the father and mother. You disadvantage the child by leaving the child solely with the mother. This is according to the CDC and psychology, or um, um, y'all can go look at my last live, and it's up there. All the people that put forth this information. All right. We are not supposed to be listening to these women. If they can't listen to us lock, stock, and barrel, we don't need them. Every commandment, no piercings, right? Not a bunch of nose piercings and all the rest of that stuff. No tattoos. They went and marked up their body, put a bunch of holes in it. They're involved in a bunch of craft, right? We're not supposed to be messing with them for these reasons. Has nothing to do with color of skin, has everything to do with conduct. The reason why the Filipinas are starting to look good, the Thai women are starting to look good, because when brothers are going over there and dealing with them, they're easy to deal with because they're dealing with a female. A real woman. They're not dealing with a woman that thinks she's a man or who wants to be a man. All right. And so here's the thing, and here's the irony. Let me go back to this young boy, 24. We don't need $1 million to be free, but if you had a bunch of $1 million, you would not be free. Because if you had $1 million, you will be the puppet of the person that paid you. The only time you're free when you have a lot of money is if you made the money yourself. You're not free when somebody like LeBron James is not free. He's a puppet on a string. He will always be a puppet on that string. He's not free. None of them are. They have to live the contract that they signed. They're not free. All right. So celebrities are never free. That's why you don't take anything, you take anything they say with a grain of salt. All right. But here's the point. And you're mental OG. How many B-dubs fear the Lord? Because if they feared the Lord, they would do what the Lord say and find a husband and obey their husband. Right. And so for all the people that really don't get it, 3:16, Genesis 3:16, he told the man, the woman, this is what he told the woman, that the man does rule over you. We rule over them. We don't listen to them. We don't take their advice. They can't give a man advice unless that advice has to do with something that they notice is wrong and that he needs to correct. Like, honey, the lights went out. Honey, there's a hole in the roof. We're running low on food. I need this to cook with. I need this to clean with. If I had this, this would be easier. I don't feel safe, so can you secure the door lock, stuff like that. But a woman should never say to a man, what you need to do is, what I feel a real man is. All right. You don't need that kind of woman in your life, because Genesis 3:16, to the woman, he said, I greatly increase your sorrow and your conception, bring forth children in pain, and your desires to your husband. And he does rule. It didn't say 50-50. He says he rules. And so if he want a 50-50 relationship because that's what he dictates, then that's what it's going to be. If he say all the money that comes into the house go into one pot and he decides how it's going to be spent, that's the way it's going to be, because he's the ruler. All right. If the women don't want to agree with that, then they could pay 100% of their bills, 100% of everything else, and then they could worry about their own safety when they go out at night or have to go out at night. If something go wrong, they need something fixed. Well, that's too bad. Oh, yeah, that's why they like Christianity. This is why they like Christianity, because they could break all the commandments under Christianity, or they can break all the commandments before they become Christians, get worn out, have that coochie worn out, and then they go to church looking for a good man that don't have any children, that has a good job and stuff to take care of them and their children that they had from Pookie and Ray Ray. No, that's not supposed to happen. And no man is supposed to accept that. We're supposed to accept virgin or a woman close to virginity unless the woman is a widower. She could be a divorcee. A woman can be divorced so long as she gave the children to the man, the father. If she didn't, then she's not divorced. If the woman is collecting child support, she's not divorced. The dude that's paying the child support is the husband. Right? And so, yeah, that's their biggest mistake. They was like, we have no consequences because the laws of the oppressor, the ones who wanted the Afro men deleted, he has no retribution for any wickedness that they do. But the Most High does. And they didn't see that the Afro man was going to leave, because that's what we do. We walk away from wickedness. The good men do. The evil ones stay behind. And so, and the women, I think they realize this, and this is why they're trying to dog out the image of the good men. The ones that they're lying on, that's leaving, are the ones that are strong-minded, so we don't give a damn what they say about us. Because we know as soon as we get to where they're going to, our character will speak for us. And here's the thing. And in their vitriol aimed at us Afro men, they also are talking down on all the women in other communities outside of the United States. Understand this. This is why the BW, she can never hear the Most High. And this is why a lot of Christians aren't going to hear the Most High. This is why a lot of dudes in these camps are not going to hear the Most High. Everybody is waiting for a king to come out of the sky. But that isn't what the Most High said he'd give us. Do you know a Mashiach is not a king? Let me repeat that. A Mashiach is not a king. All the people waiting on a king to come save them are going to be lost. Because a Mashiach is not a king. A Mashiach is a warrior or somebody that operates in such a way that it gives us strength to free ourselves from oppressors. In other words, the Mashiach might be somebody that comes on more of a cerebral level as dudes start pulling away from the people that's causing the wickedness. Yeah, Mr. Pyrebrand, I'm on TikTok under Reluctant Nabi, WAMA. Okay, and so this is the problem. And so the women, her commandment was that we were to rule over her. We, the Afro men, the righteous Afro men, and she decided to divest from that. So she's on her own. Hey, what's up, Roger Spice? Right? So she is on her own. And what is she going to do about it? Not much of nothing. What can she do about it? What can she do about it? Nothing. She can't do anything about it. She went around prancing. The B-Dub went around prancing. Went around prancing with baby courages. Because she had a baby with, and she did all that walk, throwing around weed that isn't hers. She is single mommy with a baby and thinks she's the bomb with a baby. And here's the sad part. This is one of them divestors, right? This is one of them divestors that decided to divest. She went, got a baby from the divestment community. And while dudes are going to get in the DM, and she'll get a little money from the week, but as she get older, that money's going to run dry. That money's going to run dry as she get older. And she's going to end up raising that children as an old lady by herself with dudes that don't even care about her. The worst woman for us right now, statistically, is a woman with a degree. The women initiate 70% of divorces, but if they have a degree, it's 90. And keep in mind that Black women have more divorces than marriage. That they divorce more than any other group of women. Understand this. Black women divorce more than any other group of women. And they're the only ones that have more divorces than marriages. Let that sink in. Let that sink in, brothers. All right. So let's see. Now I'm gonna chalk this up for anybody that wanted to pop in, that might have something to add to this. All right. But I want y'all to understand this. This woman was so happy about having her baby with good hair. All right. And she had the nerve to call herself Nubian when she don't want to be Nubian. She want to be a Negro peon. Right. Right. So they think the grass is greener and it's not. But I'm telling you that for us, we have no green grass at all in the United States as brothers. Not with these women that at the drop of a hat can destroy you instantly. All right. We have better luck outside the United States. We have more value and we get more respect outside of the United States. So why should we tarry inside the United States with females that don't even respect us? Hey, what's up, Mr. Pirate Brain?
Hey, how you doing, my brother?
Hey, I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. So what's
you're
going
gonna be,
on?
huh?
I said, so what's going on?
Oh, I'm hanging in there. I was a little late to the party tonight, but You would. I heard you saying something. I don't know if you wanted to go through this. You were saying something about the lady in Colombia or something. I caught like a tail end and missed it.
In Colombia?
You were talking about somebody you were with or something.
Oh, yeah. It was
She
somebody
said she
from
didn't
Detroit.
want.
It was somebody from Detroit. So we met in Colombia, hit it off real well. Things were going good. And then I went back up to Detroit, met the family, but had it out with her mom-in-law because her mom-in-law asked me questions that already answered with her dad.
Huh.
So me and her dad we all went out to eat, and me and her dad we had a conversation while the women were having their conversation, and so the mom-in-law decided to get up in the business, but my business is with the dad. I don't discuss with my plans with women, especially when
Right.
you have no authority. You have no authority over. She had no authority over the girl, the woman, and
That's
so
right.
basically, oh, that did not go well. And this was somebody. I'm gonna just say this. This was somebody that the woman did not like to begin with. Didn't like her with her dad. And what ended up happening is that um, when we got in the car, she was mad at me for not, and I was like, no, I don't operate. And I said, you know this, right? But
Mm-hmm.
she was supposed to be down here with me. But what ended up happening is, hey, what's up, Daniel? What ended up happening is she's like,
What
well, I
up?
don't think I'll feel safe. And when she
Why would
was
she
in,
not feel safe with you? That's weird.
no, this is what they do. So, and I'm gonna tell you how deep this is.
I
So
would have said, so be it.
we was everywhere here in Colombia, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so this was when Texas Marine took the money that was for the children here in Brazil and stuff like that, right? And
Right.
so what ended up happening, so he met her. And so what ended up happening is when she was going back, there was an issue with spirit. So I dealt with that, right? So she knew that, her safety was paramount to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so because she knew this, didn't have nothing else, she's like, well, I don't feel safe with you. Because she was like digging for something like black women do, digging for something that she think would just hurt me, because she was mad that I wasn't going to make peace with her mom-in-law, even though me and her mom got along well, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I met her mom, but her dad have to live with that woman. And so that
Right.
woman probably was like, you're not going to have peace if she's going to end up with him. Because that's what black women do.
Mm-hmm.
And
And so
so
she was saying she didn't feel safe, so she could use that against you. Well, I felt unsafe when I was in his presence.
no. Yeah, no. She
Mm-hmm.
and when she said that, because she knew she felt real safe in Colombia. When we was together without that mess from her mom-in-law, she was
Mm-hmm.
okay. But then all of a sudden, but yeah, it was something that she could use. And it was like we was in Detroit. We was in the United States when she said that mess. Because she felt
Wow.
safe as hell, making all kind of, she was enjoying, she was living it up while we was in Colombia.
And that's the thing that BWs do. They will throw everything good that they have away.
Right. Because she wanted me, she thought I was going to be political, right? And no, you can't get in my business. It's not your business.
Mm-hmm.
Now I discussed all my plans with her dad.
Mm-hmm.
But that woman had nothing to do with me. I don't just, women to me, there's a level of wickedness in some women. So I don't tell them. One of the things that I'm starting to do is on TikTok, when women say something off, I don't have a discussion with them. I block them
That's
immediately
right. Block
in
them
my
right away.
lives. in my lives.
Mm-hmm.
Women and simps, I don't engage with them anymore. I block them. I don't try to reason with them because they don't want reason. They're looking for something that they could use to shut down your life. And I started to realize that, and that's why I can't go live. I'm on after the 10th, I can go live, but they were shutting down my people's lives and stuff like that. So, and I keep warning brothers that have people that listen to them. I keep warning them. I say, brothers, when they get on, delete them. Don't allow them nothing to say. As soon as they say something really off that you know that they mean no good, then you delete them. There's no
Right.
conversation. There's no let's reason with them. No, we're not supposed to reason with them. You saw all them scriptures. We're not supposed to reason with them. Walk not in the counsel of the ungodly.
That's right.
You know what? I haven't asked you. You can make me a moderator because remember I used to moderate on your older channel, but I didn't.
You are a
I didn't.
moderator here.
No, I'm not a moderator on here.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah, I used to be one though.
Yeah, everybody that used to be one should be one. Oh, no. I know what's up. You're a moderator here. Hold on. Let me do this.
BW was coming again or something.
No.
I heard you say
So this
something
is the
about.
other channel. So, oh, no. You're a moderator on the other channel.
Oh, okay.
Okay, because, yeah, you're subscribed to my other one.
Yeah, I thought I was subscribed to all of them. I'm not subscribed to TikTok because I'm not on TikTok.
No, so it's just this one in the WAMA. So you're back. So I just made you a moderator.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're a moderator on this one because everybody. Let me go through this real quick.
Now you said you were having a meeting in San Antonio too. Did you?
Right, in either San Antonio. And so I'm gonna get together with because I was going to discuss mental OG.
How many people is it that you're going to be having at the meeting?
Well, whoever it depends. I mean, it's everybody that want to, right?
I mean, is it going to be at your place or?
No, it's going to be. Well, I'm gonna see where everybody is. So we're looking at because Rasan, he's so it's going to be Rasan and let's see, Brother Rasan Tally. All right, so he's up in Dallas.
Oh, okay.
All right. So he's up in Dallas. Zimalu, Brother Zimalu, he is in Zimalu is at moderator. Where's Zimalu at? Zimalu is in where is he at? He is in where is Zimalu? San Antonio.
Oh, okay.
So it'll be in one of those spots.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's on here? Who's on here with us? I can't see because of the ticker.
Daniel. That's Daniel Porter.
Hey, Daniel, how you doing, man?
Doing all right. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Hey, so what was you going to add to that, Daniel?
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
I said, what were you going to add to that? What or did you have anything to add to that?
I forgot what y'all talking about. We all talking about first. I'm sorry.
Well, any of the stuff we was talking about.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I was nothing. I was I agree with y'all. What y'all was saying. Yeah, that story was messed up though. What happened to you and that sister though?
It doesn't mess up.
I'm not really,
It
I
isn't
mean,
mess
it's kind
up.
of tripped out, you know. Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah,
wow,
I
you know,
mean,
that's to be
I was
expected though.
upset because I really liked her, you know,
Yeah,
but it was like I dodged a bullet, maybe.
yeah, yeah, you did.
Okay,
When
and
you
so
told me you was
that's the way
messing
I look
with
at it.
a BW, I was surprised. I didn't want to say nothing, but I was like, what?
Oh no, because I still believe in there's rubies and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's some good ones out there. Just rarely, you know,
Yeah,
you
and
find some,
and so
you
I'm
find
not
really.
going to just diss everybody, but the thing is, when I find out that you're not a ruby, I'm out. I mean,
Right.
and here's the thing. What's up, King Groove?
Hey, what's going on, brother Nabi?
Not much. Let me say this real quick, and and I'll let you go. What I do is I go in 100. I go in 100, but that don't mean I'm gonna stay in there 100. I'm 100 in or 100 out. You see what I
Mm.
mean? But when I go in 100, so that if something's up, my habits, so I don't send my representative in to the relationship. It's me. And so if you can't deal with the real me, or if you don't want to, and because she didn't have to want for anything, and I had her back and stuff.
Mm.
It's just that no, I'm not going, I don't give my strength to a woman at all. Right.
Mm.
And so she had a problem with that. Hey, sorry for her. Right. And so that's basically it. I go in willing to take the risk, right? I'm going willing to take the risk and hopefully reap a reward. But the reward wasn't there, and um and I wasn't political enough. It isn't my loss, it's hers.
Hmm.
So go ahead, King Groove. What were you gonna add, man?
No, I was just gonna say, hey, you've been doing some great work lately, brother. Those videos, man, they informative, like especially if you're cooking or doing something,
Mm-hmm.
chores or whatever, or if you just sit down and take the time to really listen, or maybe after work, if you listen to them and you think about what you see when you go out in this so-called land called America/Babylon, and you see who is the biggest adversary of brothers. It ain't the white man. It ain't.
Mm-mm. He just set up the system. Nobody told you to follow the system. I kept telling people we don't need a king. We don't need a president. We don't need none of that. And this is why I bring up in Houston, there was Xi Jinping, um, Shaolin Kung Fu master. When I had my Kung Fu school, when I could move like I used to, right? And I used to go into Chinatown and I used to read the signs which are in characters in Mandarin and stuff like
Mm.
that. And I used to have to speak Chinese, and I could a little bit, right? And so I lost it now. But I was like, man, I was marveling at how they got us the streets signs, not just the names of Chinese names, but in characters in Houston off
Mm.
of Bissonnette, okay? And I was like, and they did it without politicians. And I was like, how did they do that? They built up the neighborhood of families. Then the families
Mm.
had businesses. Then the businesses got bigger over time. That's how you do it. You don't need politicians. You don't need leaders. The Black Caucus ain't nothing but garbage. They're nothing but garbage. Any political Black person on any side is garbage to us. We don't need it. But
Mm.
for the people that do, that are going to break laws, that need somebody to tell them what to do and how to act, right? Okay, that's for them. But as for us, we don't need that. All right, we have the commandments, and the commandments were given to us in our hearts. Abraham didn't have the 10 commandments was not written down for Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. What was the difference between them and then the people that came out of Egypt? See, all the camps are trying to teach you to be like the camps that came out of Egypt because they all want somebody to rule them, right? But we're not supposed to be like them. We're supposed to be like Abraham because we are that descendant, right? Everybody looks to the people that came out of Egypt, but they were a mixed crowd. They were Hebrews, they were Egyptians, there was whatever was in Egypt. And remember, they came out with animals and stuff. So they came out with their wealth. Remember, they built a golden calf. Okay.
Yeah.
You have to have gold to make a golden calf. Let that sink in. So we're not talking about slaves at the sense. And then I started looking at the word slave. I was like, how did the word get translated into slave when it should mean servant? Right? And so in scripture, they didn't have slaves like that, beaten with whips. They had servants, the way they have the servants in Africa.
Yeah, a slave is more like a beast of burden.
Right. And they didn't have, the Egyptians didn't have them as beasts of burden. They were second-class citizens.
Right.
They were under Egyptian laws and whims.
And some of those cultures, they could even marry Egyptians if they wanted to.
They did. That's who was that was when I said they were mixed. When they came out, they had Egyptian wives, this, that, and the other. They was all messed up. That's why everything had to be written down.
You know,
I would let me say this because they forgot the Most High after them generations, and they also forgot how they were supposed to live according to the Most High. That's why it needed to be written down. Go ahead.
No, you just made me think about something from the Bible when you were talking about the Egyptian wives and wives, but let's just call it what it is: heathen wives and pagan wives. Okay, and it's just so funny that anytime you talk to one of these so-called fake ass Bible thumpers that pretend to be holier than thou, you hit them with one scripture and they're gonna turn around and they're gonna run, or they're gonna start babbling. They're gonna look confused. They're gonna be upset. They're gonna be ready to about throw their Bible in the trash. I try to remind them when they try to talk about, well, God loves everybody and everybody's going to heaven, and I say that's bull, man. That's bull crap. That is you. Come on, man. Look, we all know better than that. And like I tell them, I say, man, our God is a warrior. He's not a punk. And I remind him, I say, there's several scriptures where God says he looks down from heaven and sees nobody does right. Nobody. But there was one man that did right. It was a priest, Phineas. Remember what Phineas did? Because that guy had brought back one of them. He brought a Midianite woman back to the camp. They was already suffering from a horrible disease.
Oh yeah.
He took his spear and ran it through both of them. And then God spoke to the whole nation, all the Israelites, and told them that only Phineas was faithful to me. Had it not been for his faithfulness, I would have wiped out all you worthless Israelites out here in the desert. And that's in the Bible. So I don't know where these people get all this God's gonna let everybody make it, and these BWs think that they can ruin a black man's life. They ruin kids' lives. They can push the delete button on children who aren't even born yet, donating all this money to Planned Parenthood. Like, the Most High is he's not gonna bless people with that behavior. And that's all I had to say. Folks need to recognize that ain't.
Look at this. Mental OG put this up. Let us cut them off from being a nation. Do you know why the Afro man is the most attacked man? Because in order to cut us off from being a nation, he needs to cut us off from planting seeds. Okay?
Yeah.
Remember, the nation don't exist if we don't make the nation in our loins. Any woman could be the mother of a child, but only one man can be the father of a child. Any woman can be a mother, but only one man can be the father. All right. And so I can plant my seed in any woman and that child to make my child. Any woman that carries the baby to term, that's a female that have the inner workings of the, that the Most High made, right?
Right.
Without me, can no children be born? Specifically, without me, right? Cannot my children that I had, they could not have been born without me. If somebody else would have went and screwed their mom the same night that I did, all right, they would not have been born. Some other child would have been born. Somebody
Right.
else's child would have been born, but mine would not have been born. So they don't have their mother to thank. All the people who live on earth, who is born on earth, do not have their mother to thank. They could thank their mother for not aborting them in our generation, but they have their father to honor, because without the father, you could not exist. You could not be born. Without your specific father, you could not be born. So
That's right.
when he says, let us come together and cut them off from being a nation, when you take the fathers out of the home, he is the one that teaches the commandments and lays down the law of the house. But what did they stop? They stopped the Afro men. The one thing that you had, whether you was broke or rich, is you had the father that was laying down the law of the house.
And you know one thing, the other nation that the name be not spoken, they try to say that the bloodline of that nation goes through the mother, and that's not true.
Exactly. And that's how you know it's not true.
Right.
Right? And the reason why they did this is because they did everything opposite of the Most High. Everything was counted unto the men, because the nation don't exist without the men. And so the reason why they had this is because they wanted to give females importance that they didn't have. Why? Because
Right.
you got the B-dub that think that they could lay with a Caucasian man and make a black child, but they dishonor that Caucasian man because they made a white child. They made his child from his bloodline, not from our bloodline. So they did not have, and just because the Caucasian government says the one drop rule, that don't make that child us. It isn't us, because
Right.
now you take it and took it to another community of people, and so that child no longer belongs to the community of Afro men. Okay.
Right. Right.
And so this is basically it. These are all the people we could not mess with, and they are all black, right?
Right.
The Hittites black, Jebusite black, Amorites black, Canaanites black, Perizzites black, Hivites black, Jebusites black, seven greater than and mightier than you. But it doesn't stop there. When people went and did what they weren't supposed to do, right? Then there was another problem. Ezra, that is, and at that time, so that's Deuteronomy. At that time, there's a group that's not on this list, but that's on the list of what was broken down in Ezra. And I was like, well, that's peculiar. Okay, so let's go through this list again. All right. So the Hittites, Jerizzites, Amorites, Canaanites, Perizzites, Hivites, and Jebusites, seven greater and mightier than you. Okay, now, all right. Now let's go to Ezra 9:1. The people of Israel and priests and Levites have not separated themselves from the people of the lands to the abominations of the, because this is why we don't get with them, because they were involved in witchcraft and abomination, like sacrificing children, right? And passing them through the fires of Moloch, right? And so who are these? Again, the Canaanites, Hittites, Perizzites, Jebusites, Ammonites, Moabites. We have an addition here. Look at this. Mizrites. Who are the Mizrites? Y'all remember who the Mizrites is? Mizraim.
No, I don't remember.
Egyptians.
Oh, okay.
So you notice that the Egyptians wasn't mentioned in Deuteronomy.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Egyptians was part of the Israelites that left Egypt, right? But as they started building up Jerusalem and stuff like that, and they started getting settled in, they weren't supposed to go back to the gods of the Egyptians. Remember that golden calf that they built in the wilderness, that wasn't a Hebrew god. They brought the Egyptian customs out into the wilderness with them. So that's how they got on the list in Ezra, where they weren't on the list in Deuteronomy. And why is this? Why aren't we supposed to mess with them? Because of their abominations. So what abominations are these? Well, you go and look back at the commandments. And so now you see a bunch of B-dubs running around with tattoos, ear things on their tattoos of all kinds of signs that come from abominable things from other cultures, like witch signs and stuff like that. They get them tattooed on their body. And now they're looking for a holy husband.
You know, right? I stumbled across a video of, you probably know this, it's a husband and wife, but the wife does a lot of talking. Her name, I think, is Deborah, and they do the Whited Out series. A couple of days ago, she did a video with stern reproach. You know, she was very, with an angry tone about the Passport brothers and them leaving and
oh yeah, she was talking about black men. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember her. Yeah,
and it really shocked me to hear that she was like that with such a vitriol.
Oh, she's been like that for years, bro.
Yeah, she been like that. Yeah, she been like that.
Yeah, man, you new to it. She been like that.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen her for a while, but I didn't know she was coming at it like that. You know,
she always got something to say about the brother. Yeah, she been that way.
Right. And here's the thing, because she promotes the feminist agenda, but she tries to do it in so she twists scripture. We're not supposed to be listening to her anyway.
Yeah,
she like for brothers be. I'm sorry, she's like more for brothers be with the BEWs only. Stay going outside our so-called race of getting other women that's going to cooperate with us. That's the issue.
But see, our race come from us, our seeds, and so the condition of who we get with is women that will follow us, that know that we rule over them, and that this is why I started respecting the Philippines. All right, women that rule over them. And I mean that understand that we rule over them as men. We are the it, right? And that will follow our lead, and as we dictate the rules of the house, right? What comes in the home, what stays out. So that's on us. What comes in the home and what stays out, right? And so basically, all the people that we're not supposed to be with are black. Let that sink in.
No, it sink in. That's why I mentioned it to you, because I heard her and I'm like, what is she talking about?
Talking
It's
about
crazy.
right. All the women
See?
that we're not supposed to deal with are black. And so, and it says why? Because of their witchcraft and abomination. And so basically it's easy for us to look. We can deal with any woman that's going to follow our lead. Because remember, Moses took in a wife from other places, so that Abraham, so that's going to follow our lead, that's going to know that's not involved in witchcraft and stuff like that. So here's the thing. And I was like, why is it there's such a battle between the BW and the Filipina? I started to look at because the Filipina are fighting back on our behalf.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes, I saw that.
They are the
apart.
utmost. And I was like, wait a minute, what's going on here? And I said, remember, I kept telling you that the black woman is about to be replaced. But I didn't know how it was going to happen, but I've been telling y'all stuff. You know, I've been telling y'all to get passports with me, Charles Tyler, way back in 2013, 14, and all the rest of that. For years, right? And
because when did we met? Because you came over my house. It's been about 6 years ago, I think.
Yeah. And so basically, when you look at this, and I was like, but man, the Filipinas are going in on them. And so I was watching an interview.
The Filipinas are not playing.
They ain't. Hold up.
They snapping their heads off. They're getting them.
Hold it. I was watching an interview. Right? And the Filipina P was just doing her random interviews on what type of men they want. And so she asked this question, and she asked these women, so she asked them, so what are you? She like, because in the Filipinas, they're big on being religious, right? Like you got Pentecostals, you got the Catholics, right? Real big over there. All right. So she asked this woman, oh, so you're a Christian, huh? So I think Filipina P might be something different, right? And so she asked her this question. So she said, what kind of man you like? Well, somebody that, so they want a man with substance that just going to take care of them, right? And then the Filipina P said this, can he be an atheist? Because she's a Christian, obviously.
I saw that. Yeah.
And okay, so I'm gonna tell everybody else, right? So you saw that, right? So you know where I'm going. So she said, can he be an atheist? She said, no, he cannot be an atheist, right? And then she said, well, does he have to be a Christian? She said, no. He could be any other religion that believes in God. That means if he believes in God, she'll follow him. He just can't be an atheist because she believes in God.
Right.
And so, and then she broke it down. So she said, so he could be a Buddhist? She said, yes. Muslim? She said, yes. So that means she'll take Israelite or Hebrews, the people that follow the commandments. See, that's what I'm talking about.
And money was not a priority with none of those women.
None.
When they asked about money, they had nothing to do with it.
No, because we were talking about foreigners anyway. So the fact that they could get over there, they said, well, at least he could take care of me, right? If he can take care of himself, he over here and get over here, he could take care of me, right? And so, but they get it, right? And they will follow a man. So if they follow a man that has some type of spirituality, they say he has to have a spirituality though. They ain't going to follow an atheist.
Right.
That's a bridge too far. She said, nope, can't be an atheist, but she'll follow anybody that has. And so if you know what you're talking about and you're standing on it, and I'm going to tell you something about these women over there. Okay. If you are weak spiritually, you'll end up following whatever they do. But if you're strong spiritually, they'll follow you.
Right.
That's the difference between all the rest of the women that I'm starting to find out in the Filipinas. All right, outside that they are actively fighting on our behalf. And I'm like, oh man, it's about to be on. And these females, and so while they are fighting on our behalf, the Black women in the United States have always been fighting against us. So that should tell you something.
And you know what? I'll tell you what, these the people that say they're atheists or agnostic, man, you know what? There's 2 times that there's nobody on the planet is atheist or agnostic. And that's when you getting ready to have an orgasm and when you getting ready to die. All of that goes out the window.
Oh, they praying to God during the earthquake.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, backwards, Manton?
I remember
Right.
I was in the county with a white boy who was so atheist, like it hurt. He was, telling us he didn't believe in nothing. After they, we went to that, what is that thing everybody goes to? People, whether you did a traffic violation or saw somebody's leg off with a chainsaw or whatever. What is the probable cause court? That's right, to see if they can even hold you in the first place. Man, white boy looked just like Bart Simpson. So he go up there, and what they read was totally different than what they told us. He tried to hold up some kind of bank to the drive-through, like a dummy out there in West Time or something. Yeah, just a fool. You know what I'm saying? So we get back to the tank, and I remember he's sitting Indian style with his head down. And I said, "Hey, Bart," I gave him a name. I said, "Bart, what are you doing over there, man?" He said, "Oh man, I'm praying, dude." I said, "I thought you ain't believe in God, man." I said, "What happened to that?" He said, "Oh well, when I heard what they told me, I thought it was a good time to start." We all just bust out laughing. We just bust out laughing because everybody. This was back in the day. All the brothers. I don't care how rough they were, how crazy, how much they were into their jobs or their women or whatever. Everybody black back in the day, brothers I'm talking about, believed in God, whether it was the Bible, the Quran, whatever. So to see this ghost man in here, this Bart Simpson that didn't believe in nothing. The funny thing about that is everybody else bond was from like $500 to maybe $2,000. That judge told him no bond. He looked like he wanted to cry.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I know. I had to say it. It was a religious experience for him. He was about to go to the upper room
with Jesus.
Oh, did he harm somebody?
Yeah, I got my keyboard here, but anyway.
Oh, don't do it.
Hold it. But
don't get started.
Hold it. Here's the thing, though, and in all seriousness, and that's the point. This is why we don't need leaders. We don't need it because we know already to be. We don't get in trouble where we need to pray to God for anything. You remember Mimi, right? And we still on an offish kind of, sort of, right? But anyway, one of the things is that she asked me about prayer, and I was like, what would I pray for? The Most High meets all of my needs. And I'm not going to get into trouble where I need to pray to get out because he already told me not to get into it in the first place and told me how to avoid certain things, right? And so how did he tell me that? By the commandments, right? And so I don't put myself in situations. When I see a woman I want to get with, and if we want to get with a woman, we want to screw, right? Because that is a sexual, physical attraction here. I'm like, do you have a husband? And by husband, I mean some dude you living with. All right. I don't mean paper. I don't mean the paper stuff. I'm going by what the Most High considers a husband. You got a dude you living with, you screwing, both of y'all paying the bills. Well, yeah, but we ain't married. No, that's your husband. You see what I'm saying? Do you are you getting child support for your child? Well, yeah, sure, but it ain't nothing. No, that's your husband.
Yeah.
By definition, biblical definition, that's your husband. That's why I don't get into trouble.
And a lot of the BWs, they don't think a man is gonna ask them those questions because most men, they so busy trying to get in their drawers that they're afraid to ask those questions because they think it's gonna stop them from getting in the drawers. My thing is, I don't want the draws if they're not in the right position.
Exactly. And that's the thing. I don't want you. I don't want to get involved with you. I don't even want that kind of risk. Right? And the fact that you're coming to me thinking that you could go lay up with some dude, have his child, and think that I'm gonna come pay, help you out. No, hell no. Right? I used to think like that before I started really reading scripture and starting to break things down, not the way the preacher wanted, but the way it is in black and white, with this understanding that all stuff, scripture is not corrupted, but all stuff that's written down is. Let me explain
Yeah.
this. Scripture is not corrupted, but all the Bibles are corrupted. So why would I say scripture is not corrupted? If you go to like Exodus and start, if the first thing you read is Exodus and start reading all the commandments, you will start to understand, wow, these are easy to keep, right? And they are universal. Everybody has always kept this. Yeah, this is just the basic science of life. You don't steal from people. You don't sleep with nobody's wife. You don't take people's stuff. Yeah. And then the stuff starts to make sense. And then when you go and start reading Genesis and stuff, you start understanding what commandments people were breaking and why certain things happened to certain individuals the way it did, right? And then you start understanding that in the commandments, the Most High don't have slaves; you have servants. Remember, and how
That's
you
right.
know that servant? Because a servant is worthy of their hire, meaning that you pay somebody for the work that they do. So that means that they were servants and that they had privileges and stuff like that. You give them the day off. They don't work on the Sabbath. So they're not slaves in the sense that the
Right. And
Hebrew
most people don't
translation
even
the
know
word.
there's 613 something commandments. They think it's only 10.
Right. And so yeah, high value stepdaddy. Right? And so that's basically it, right? And so these people don't understand what they're talking about because they don't understand how the Bible was put together. So when I went into the seminary school, I learned how the Bible was put together, but then it caused me to study like more about it. And then I found out that the whole New Testament was fake. They say that people that go to seminary, they come out with a either stronger belief in the Most High or they come out an atheist, right? And part of the reason is when you go into seminary, you find out that the Bible is pretty much fake. But then what you do understand is the Old Testament is real.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But it's a real book. It's real written. It's real written. So you can look at it as a history and
Right.
historical thing to learn from, right? And so if you say this is the history of the people that were that had peace, well, what were they doing in this peace and power? Oh, there's these commandments, and they were better. They were better and more blessed when they were had the commandments in their heart, like Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, than they were when they were the people that said, "Give us a king," which is the 12 tribes of Israel.
Right. Excuse
You
me
know what
for a
I'm saying?
minute. I'll be right back. Excuse me for a
Uh-huh.
second.
All right. And so this is the difference between everybody and stuff. This is the difference between who we are today, right? Today we are a bunch of people that run around looking for somebody to do everything else for us. That's the other thing. When you look at the commandment that the Most High gave the man, right? He said, we are to till the ground. Another word, he gave us the physical responsibility to grow our food, this, that, and the other, not somebody else. All right. We're supposed to make our own way, all right, adhering to the commandments and stuff like that, like Abraham did. The commandments was in his heart. They didn't need to be written down. When he taught it by this commandments to Ishmael, which he did. That's why they didn't want you to have the book of Jasher, because they didn't want you to understand that there was no beef between the men, Isaac and Ishmael. There was no beef between them. There was a relationship Abraham had with Ishmael and Isaac. But people believe that, oh, the Arabs are the, no, that's bull.
That book of Jasher.
Yeah. And so that's basically it. And so when you look at the society we have, that's why you have so many simps, right? It's the simps, the very ones that's telling dudes that oh, y'all just can't get one of these American women. Yeah, that's exactly the truth. We can't get one of the American women. 80% of them are only after 10% of the men. And by the time they decide they want us, they're going to be run through by the thugs. All right. None of them are going to be able to talk to the men, but all of them are going to be down on the beach getting run through in cars and stuff by thugs, getting pregnant and stuff. All right. And they're not going to be any good for the 1% of men or the rest of the 70% of the dudes that they didn't want anyway. And so the 70% is like, you know what? Oh, you know what? We ain't got six-figured income, but we got women that are happy with our five-figured income, and we could learn a language. Oh yeah, we out. Passports, we out. Right?
I don't understand why they have so much vitriol when they didn't want us in the first place. So why are they upset?
We were their safety net.
It's a control.
Two things.
That's right.
We were their safety net, right? And we are happy doing it. In other words, what they thought was we were going to be failures because that's what they wanted us to be.
Right.
All right. So they wanted us to be failures, but we turned out to be more successful than they ever thought we would be. But they also realized that they could have had the success that all these other women are having, but we literally don't want them because we don't find them suitable for our needs. Right? They already have the baby. Right? They persecuted us. We found out that they lied to us about everything. And the more they open up their mouth, the worse things get. The more they prove that there is no way in hell that these women would be good for us or to us. And so we was like, oh no, we done. And guess what? They went and got that surgery, BBLs and stuff like that. We never wanted it. All right. And even when they look good like a woman in the picture now, we don't want that. Because we don't want the baby that come with it. We don't want the attitude. We don't care how good you look. Right? And now beauty is starting to be redefined. And this is the thing that's killing me. Beauty is starting to be redefined into something that they don't have in its femininity.
What do you mean by that?
Okay, I'll show you better than I can tell. Okay, so there was a point. There was a point
like
where
this woman got her whole areola
out. There was a point where the B-dub. Let me do it like this. There was a point where B-dub was the it like this shape that this woman has right here, right? They used to have, all right.
You talking about the one with the white shorts on?
Yeah, that's the shape that used to be in, right?
Mm-hmm. They starting to go back to the flatter behind.
Well, it isn't about the flatter behind, but yes, they are starting to go back to the flatter look because the women, all right, and this is what we need to understand. All right, it isn't that they're starting to go back to flatter, right? What it is that the women, say like in Thailand, right? They have presented the brothers with peace. They go down there. They are lovely. They're feminine. They take care of the home. They take care of the brothers and stuff like that. And the care in which they give Afro men, right? So the care in which they give the Afro men are starting to appreciate, right? And so they're like, man, this woman, they really giving the brother some love and stuff like that, right? And so what's happening is what's happening is that as the taste in women change in brothers, where instead of wanting the woman, how can I put it? All right, instead of saying I want a woman that has a big butt and this, that, and the other, what's starting to happen is brothers are saying, you know what? This woman that is treating me like a king is really beautiful looking. In other words, the beauty is coming from the way these women are treating the brothers more
Right, it's coming
than,
from within.
yeah, it's coming from within, right? And and so what's happening is as more of those women start treating the brothers like that, right? As more of them treat the brothers like that, the more the B dub is losing. All right.
Yeah, I'm looking at
And
this picture right. I'm looking at this picture you got right here, and I don't know if she's from the opposite sex because it looked like a huge camel toe, but it could be something else.
That's
no,
from
no, no.
getting ran through too much, bro.
She been ran through too much, right? She's
Yeah.
304. She's been run through too much, and you got
Swollen.
another, and she already has a child, right? You see a lot of these women built like that, been run through, got a child, right? And so basically, now you go to Thailand or the Philippines and you get this, right? Well,
Yeah, boing, boing.
all right. And so what's happening is with this, the reason why they're winning is that when we were choosing the B dub, it was because our choices were being made by the rap videos, right?
Well, I mean, you're talking about the younger generation. When I was younger, the voices was being made by, you know,
Yeah,
I'm
how they look and stuff like that, right?
from the 70s.
Right. But I mean, but the 70s was different. All right. And so the big butt women didn't become a thing until everybody started trying to be like the rap. Because even in the 80s, it wasn't even like that. Look at TLC, right? And
Yeah.
then in the 2000s and stuff, this is what started to be promoted, right? And
George
so
Clinton kicked that off.
Sir
what?
Mix-a-Lot started.
Mix
Yeah,
a
the
lot.
motor Buddha, underwater motor Buddha, baby.
No, mix a lot though. With I like big butts and I cannot lie. Okay, but
Oh yeah,
even
that's
when
on
you
yeah.
look at the ones he had on there, it wasn't like that. It was Luke and Florida that
Yeah, there
kicked
you
it
go.
off where it got ridiculous. Two Live Crew,
Down south rapping.
yeah, Two Live Crew and them, they kicked it
Yeah,
off like that. That's
yeah,
who did that, right? Uncle Luke and Two Live um, crew, right? And they and what they did was they changed the desire for the men to have the women out of the strip clubs, right? And so and that's when they made that a big thing, and so that became the biggest thing. And so all the women wanted to do that because they wanted to be with ballers, and it was quicker money. But if you really go look at that lifestyle, they don't keep money, and they get run through really, really quick and used up really, really quick. It ages you really, really quick,
Now you
right?
can't even, I was gonna say now you can't even find an American woman, but especially a female. You cannot find a female in this country that doesn't claim to be somewhere part of the African. And it's like
Right.
when I was young, I remember old women, young women, my grandparents, church ladies, whoever, they all had a friend.
Hey, something's wrong with your
Yeah, something wrong with your phone.
That's not me. That's Daniel Porter.
Hey
Oh,
Daniel.
okay.
Hey, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, but now they would all say they're strictly, you know what, ickly. You know what I'm saying? Is what they used to say.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
And
And
now,
you don't hear that. And I
yeah, they're
remember
muffin,
it,
right?
there you go. And I remember when it kind of first started, it crept in with that when Trick Daddy brought out Trina and she did those lyrics at the end of her little verse about what she likes to do. And that kind of set it off, saying that she likes to be on a man while
Hey
a woman
Daniel, could
is
you
with
mute
her.
your mic?
You
All
remember
right.
that?
Could you mute your mic? There it
Who
is.
was
Go
it?
ahead.
Who was it that came out with that song? It's just my baby daddy. Remember that song?
Oh yeah, and that was
T
the
It's
other
just my
Bone
baby.
or whoever's name, T something.
Yeah, yeah. That's just my
That's
baby
my
daddy.
baby daddy.
I was
Yeah,
down in
was that
Florida when
Pause
that
K? I
came
don't
out, and I
remember.
was like, "What?" I was like,
Right. And so
"How
what's
could?"
happening is dudes are going to these other countries. Dudes are going to these other country, right? And they're hooking up with these because where we go, and this is the thing, and this is the other anger. So brothers are just leaving just to leave, right? And then dudes are meeting girlfriend quality women, women that are staying with them, and these dudes are happy with them, staying up in the room with them, not being robbed and stuff like that, not being set up in these places,
Mm.
right? And so it's Thailand, and they're going to the Philippines, and these dudes are learning the language, right? Like I speak Portuguese and I speak Spanish, and these women, the black women that didn't want us, right? The black women that didn't want us, right, are now looking really, really silly because even though we ain't the millionaires and we're not the thugs either. And so the thugs ran through them and their backup plan has left. But not only has their backup plan left, but their backup plan ain't coming back because their black backup plan were the still-minded dudes that was about something that was trying to leave a legacy. And we are rejecting them. Understand this. We are out and outright rejecting them. Think about this. On TikTok, I told you, I don't even want to have a conversation. I don't even want them up in my spot anymore in any kind of conflict or whatever. Now, if you have something to add to the discussion, like some data or something like that, or some news, okay, that's one thing. But you cannot challenge anything I have to say on my TikTok channel as a black woman. You can't, because you've always come from a place of poison. I recognize this, and soon after I point out the truth, then you shut stuff down. So I'm not even entertaining you. You made it so bad that you're not even worth engaging in conversation with.
Now I got
That's
a
how.
question for you.
Go
Here's
ahead.
my question. My question is this: let's say if someone's out of pocket with you, and can you, like, if they on your channel and somebody says something funky, can you block it so they can't even watch your channel again?
Oh, I already do.
No, but I know
That's
you
why
can
you.
kick them off so they can't
No, no,
respond.
no. You haven't seen anybody that was coming up with really, really crazy stuff. That's because I've been going and blocking their channel off of my channel.
Oh, so they can't even look for your they can't even look for
They're
your
totally
video and
blocked.
watch it. Watch it
They
inside.
might be able
Okay.
to look for my video. Yeah, I don't know if they can even comment. I don't know if they could watch it or not. I don't care. Remember, I was never here to gain views. I'm not trying to. Oh, I do ask for help financially. But if I don't get it, I'll keep doing what I'm doing anyway. So at this time, now that you reminded me, don't forget to hit them thumbs up, y'all. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. And my PayPal me and my Cash App is in the description box because I forgot 2 hours
Yeah.
and something. I didn't mention that at one time, but it's in the description box. So if you want to help this channel out and what we do in the community, do that. And remember, you always take care of yourself and family first before you donate to anybody. Now that that's out the way, yeah, I sure didn't do it. I sure
Yeah, because
didn't
I
I
do it.
was
just
wondering if there was a way to make it so if they say something funky, they can't even see your channel no more.
No,
That
no,
way,
no. Yeah, I could block them. I can block them. They are the people that was coming on trying to start some mess are so blocked it's pathetic, right? And
yeah,
so
but
no, I
I
don't
was just wondering for like not just block them so they can't respond, but I'm saying
no, no, no,
so
no. They
they
can't. I blocked their channel from this
okay,
channel.
so they can't even hear you no more.
No.
Yeah, that's a good thing. That way they can't accuse you of anything.
Oh yeah, they never talk about marriage until they've been run through. Got at
Oh
least
yeah.
one. Yeah. And so now they ready to get married. No, you're not worth marriage. And this is what they don't understand. We're not supposed to marry you when you have a child living with you and you're getting child support. You need to go and
Right.
find that baby father, and that's who you need to be with. Brittany Renner, she need to go make things right with the baby dad, however she could do it, and stuff. She need to swallow crow or eat crow or whatever you do with crow, and that's what she need to do because no other man should get with her.
that 304 don't even qualify to be a damn concubine in my book.
Well, she really don't.
She's
She
finished.
really don't. She's done, and I think she's kind of realizing she's done.
Yeah, you can see she's popping up on all of these channels and you see the look on her face. It's like she knows she's done because she's she might be able to get a man, but not the
No, no,
type
no.
of
She
man
can't
she
anymore. I'm gonna tell you why she can't get a man. The men that she desired don't want her. The men
right.
she might have a chance with, she don't want. And by the time she wants them, she'll be too old, and they'll all be with these women here in the Philippines or in Thailand or something.
If
Thank you.
if Russell Westbrook wipes up that broad, I'm gonna shave my head, man.
With broad.
Brittany Ray, you know how Sierra did him so raw. So if he plays simp ×2, I'm done. I'm gonna shave my head bald, man.
Russell Westbrook.
I mean, what's his name? The other one, the one that was dating Sierra, that everybody was saying he was a simp because he
I
took her
thought he
after
was
she.
married to Sierra.
Yeah, he was. He is. Whatever they got going on, but she
He's married to her.
very nefarious. She was very, very nasty, bragging on, messing with all these other people, and you know
Now
everybody
she's
saying
trying
he
to
was.
get back with Future, isn't she?
That's what I'm talking about. There you go.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like only a guy like that would get with Brittany Renner, but I don't, as much flack as
And
he
Brittany
took.
Renner would not be happy with it.
See what I mean? See?
All right. Unless he has money and she'll destroy him. But everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. Right?
She's in a
Deion Sanders and Pilar.
Oh, Deion Sanders handled that. Remember the video I did on that?
Yeah, yeah.
Deion Sanders handled that. Deion Sanders been straight about his money.
It's just the fact that
And
she even put him
and
through
he
that
got
though.
all the children. Look at what he did. This is here, case in point. The child is better off with the father than with the mother. Look at his sons. There it is. There's the prime example right there. Right. And so This is the new standard of beauty for the Afro man. A lot of brothers are like, man, she just got to have a big. But the black woman never used to need a big booty to be attractive. She had that Coke bottle shape, right? But there was some character that went with it that they lost. They lost all their femininity, almost all of it. I can't find femininity left. But so, brothers, as we start leaving, and these women start treating us feminine, and then we're like, well, their shape is a little on the small side, but they got a shape, and they treat us well, and they cook outstanding, right? And so now that's what's happening, and now the BW is getting mad. The BW is mad because they cannot compete with that. The brothers that get with these women aren't coming back to them, right? And not only that, the brothers are doing what we're supposed to do and mentor other brothers to let them know what's going on. They used to like when we used to talk to all the women and keep it secret amongst just a few. But no, brothers is like, no, we got to do something different because we're being destroyed. Right? And so we don't want you, we're like, you're competition, but we don't want you destroyed. So out of brotherly love for other brothers, we are going to put you on game. Get a passport and leave. Right? Life is better outside of the United States where you have more freedom if you have money.
Was I cut off?
I don't know. You disappeared for a minute.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I didn't see anybody else on, but it must have been my phone then.
Yep, you disappeared for a hot second. All right,
Oh,
and so
wow.
this is what's happening. So they lost their backup plan. They're looking ridiculous is because the men that are leaving are the ones that learn languages and the smart one and the ones that don't give a F about what you say about us. Right?
Yeah.
And it was the ones that were basically trying to help the community using our resources for the children in the community, but they F that up too, right? And so we're using the resources for people outside of the community. Oh,
Yeah.
and then here's the other thing. We're finding the black people in these other communities. So now we're helping them instead of your children you had by your thug in your in the communities of the United States, like the communities in Brazil and Africa and stuff. And so now the brothers are spreading out. And because our desire is to lift up boats, we're lifting up boats, and people are starting to recognize us for who we really are.
But a lot of the arts of the black women in Africa kind of starting to act up too.
Well, they've been acting up in certain countries like South Africa, Ghana, and stuff. But then you got some in Uganda, like, you know what? We need y'all here.
Yeah.
All right. And so you got to look at the country. If they're conservative, they want us. If they're liberal, they're like the black women in the United States. And that's how you separate that. All right. And the other thing is that all this is making them look bad because while we can go, right, they can't go and do what we do. And if they leave trying to, what does it look like? You're a woman, you're leaving to go try to find a husband in another country. How are they going to look at you there?
Women have never done that through time immemorial. It's men that go looking for a wife.
It's men that goes right. Women, no woman. Black women like, we could get a passport and go too. We like, go on. Because we know. When you get there, when you get to Brazil, you're not going to be able to compete with the Afro Brazilians. And you're going for the same white men they're going for. So good
Right.
luck with that. All
Yeah.
right. The black men aren't going to want you is because they already got you in the Brazilian women. And since you don't speak Portuguese, all right, now they might want you to try to get a green card. That's who goes for the green card. It's the men.
Right.
The women want you to stay there. The men are trying to get here or get to the
Right.
United States, right?
Right.
And so that's what's going on. All right. And so it's the opposite. And some of these black women are starting to realize that, and it's starting to upset them.
Exactly.
All right. But the brothers, we getting it good. We getting it good. And they can't compete, right? They can't compete. Nobody's coming over to the United States trying to pick them up. Even when they leave, nobody's trying to pick them up. They'll go to Jamaica, get run through. The more they go places to get run through, the more worn out they get, and the more the less useful they are as wives for brothers who's left in the United States.
Right.
So no matter what they do, is lose, all because they threw away the good men, slept around with the thugs in pursuit of the top 1%.
Right.
And that's their problem. And that's their anger. That's why there's vitriol. They're like, since their name is destroyed, they'll try to destroy us. Here's the problem. You can go and make TikTok videos, but all countries don't have time to watch TikTok videos like you do in the West.
Right.
And the Western women are the problem anyway, right? And so basically, when you go to Thailand, they're not looking at what black women have to say because they speak Thai.
Right.
The reason why the women in the Philippines are pushing back on them because they speak fluent English.
Right.
Okay. But the Brazilian women, they look at it and be like, oh, this is something crazy. They know something crazy is going on in the United States. And so us brothers, we break it down to them in Portuguese because they don't speak English. So they ain't in it like that.
Right.
Right. And so when they're calling us the pedos and the predators and stuff like that, they're speaking to each other, but we hear it and the Filipinas hear it. Right. And the ones that speak English, that understand these women doing to their country, they don't like it.
Right.
And so now, because of their shame, their insults, and what they did to their bodies and everything, they have made a permanent chasm between the good Afro man and them. And the only women that's going to make it is the women that we could see that don't have tattoos. Now, the simps, they will have their fill of simps. All the simps that have them on their little podcast that make money off of other simps, they can have that. But they're not going to be satisfied with that. Why? Because those simps have no moral compass. And they will help the B-dub destroy the community talking about, oh, we're trying to build something. No, you're not. Because under Scripture, we're supposed to separate from them once they get to a certain point. We're not supposed to have anything to do with them. We're not supposed to marry them.
Yeah, it's like even in the manosphere, you got Pearly Things. She's become like a big deal on there. It's like the simps are boosting her up. She has no business on there. Or there's a couple of other women that's on there. I think one is named Dee Dee or something, and some other ones that are on there. And they think that they're trying to pretend like they're helping men, but they're just trying to trick men to change their mind to stay here.
All right, let me say this. Pearly Things is not, but Pearly Things' agenda is different. She just want to make content, and she will be honest. She does conflict because it brings in more views. So she's trying to get views and she's trying to make money. And she'll tell you that. Now, the reason why it's easy for her to talk about the stuff that she talk about, because she actually believes it. So the stats and stuff like that, she believes it, but she intentionally believe. The reason why she's not trying to help men, they're not going to be lied on because of the impact of her father, of what her father had on her and her brothers, right? And so, and they adopted children and all this stuff, right? But Pearly Things, what she does is she says, I'm just here to make a buck. I'm just not going to let women lie on men, but I'm going to have conflict. She said, I will take, if I can get a nun to talk to a prostitute, that's how my shows would be.
You know,
Right.
also she said she's got 5 brothers and she's seen girls play games with them, and she said she's just sick of it. And you
Right.
know, the thing is, she's a woman in the West. You know, she's over in Europe, and I believe she goes back and forth between the UK and America. Okay, well, check it out. If you're in the West and you're trying to date and get a decent man, well, if all of us Western men have our guards up so high, we wouldn't even consider, let alone marrying, dating one of these Western women because of so much just foolishness that's been going on. You know what I'm saying? Who's she ever going to date? So it's kind of like self-preservation at this point.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like Dr. Helen Smith, she said she used to be a feminist. You know what I'm saying? And now she's trying to, you know, save men, talking about there's a war on men. And she's right. I mean, black men, unfortunately, American black men have it worse than anybody. I don't care what nobody.
We've been put on the front lines.
Well, because again, it's all about the seed, and we have the seed. We have the seed that matters, right? And so, what are they trying to do? The only way to put a chasm between us to make sure it's us that they don't want to reproduce. And that's the other thing that's pissing everybody off, right? So now we have places to put our seed, and we could raise up another nation.
Right.
Why is it that you go to any B-Dub's little video library? Why is it all of them, either them, their aunties, their mamas, their grannies, they all got the color purple. They all got Medea's butt catches on fire. Medea goes to jail, Boo too, and all that nonsense. But hold on, don't none of them have. Now that's all fiction. I'm gonna say a cuss word here, Antoine Fisher. That's like a cuss word to the beat up, which was a true story. And the man's still alive and he's writing books and speaking. They don't want that. Now, these women, some of them have 3 and 4 black sons. Don't you think that kind of information needs to be put out there so you can protect the males in your family that are still vulnerable?
But remember,
They don't like their sons.
They don't like their sons. All right. And this is statistically true. All right. We've been done a disservice by being raised by our moms. Now, our moms, they beat us, they whipped us. We've had that experience, right? They didn't want our dads with us. They didn't want us to go to our dads. My mom didn't want me to go to my stepfather for advice. All right. Why? Because we were just fodder for them, right? It's a power thing for them. And they were selfish. They became selfish. It was all about selfishness and vanity. And it started with slavery. We were able to build something during Jim Crow because they didn't have power over us. But y'all don't realize how much power the black women had over the men during slavery, which is why they were always held mastered every time there was a revolt. There was hundreds and thousands of revolts that got told, okay, that got told by them.
You put something up on the screen that said Filipina P, but you went through it so fast I couldn't see it. Because now that I'm on here with you, I can't look in the chat.
No, I said something about Filipina P.
No, it just flashed up on the screen.
Okay, hold on. Oh, okay, here we go.
You just flipped through it so quick. Let's see. I'm good. The Filipino P and others are speaking for. Oh, okay. Who is Helga
Right, that's the
Babushka?
Filipino. Yeah.
Who's Helga Babushka?
Let me see.
She sounds like she Russian or Ukrainian or something.
Hold on, let me see. Helga.
Look, they don't want a lot of them Filipino women to get over here. They'll lose their mind.
Germany loves the black man too. So I'm gonna say.
Be a rap that
Helga
happens.
is a Filipina.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what she looked like. I didn't know who that was. Babushka sounds Russian.
No, she's a Filipina, and we're probably saying the name wrong too. And
can you flash her up on the? Can you flash her up on the screen?
I'm about to. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Never seen any Filipinas duking it out at Chuck E. Cheese. All I'm gonna say.
And
you said you never seen any?
No, not having the Royal Rumble at Chuck E. Cheese. I ain't never seen that.
Shoot.
No, you ain't gonna see that.
I've seen a whole lot of somebody else's.
Yeah, when I get my thing together.
Waffle House, bro. Waffle House.
Oh, don't do it. Don't do it.
That's when I get things together, the first place that I'm gonna visit is the Filipinos, and I want to visit Thailand. My aunt is from Thailand. I might travel there with her.
Oh, okay.
Because see, that's enough. I mean, she's older than me because she was married to my father's older brother. But the thing of it is when you go to another country, if you there with another woman and you meet other women, it's like you have an introduction.
Yeah.
Because you family.
Right. So
you gonna go over there and get your plantation, brother?
Give me a what?
A plantation.
Over in the Philippines?
Get you a straw hat.
I mean over in Thailand? Shit, I ain't got no problem with put one of them straw hats on. You know, some high water jeans that's frayed at the bottom.
There you go.
Look, have me a little farm.
Look at me with sugar cane and some bananas.
I don't know if you can see me there underneath the thing. You know, I got my little beard. I put that hat on. You know, I'll be growing some.
Ooh-wee.
Oh yeah, she nice looking too. Oh, all three of those are her?
Yeah.
Dang on.
That's her.
Can you imagine rolling over in the morning to that?
She think my name was Gregory Hines because I be tapping that.
Hey, I got my tap shoes here too.
Look. I be babushka.
Nicholas Brothers move steps.
Man, she is cute. She remind me of the guy who sings for Journey.
Oh yeah.
She looks like his wife a little bit. Yeah, not the original singer. I'm talking about the Filipino guy.
The other guy, yeah, he's from the Philippines. Look.
Right. It looks like his wife, tap dancer.
Okay, Nabi.
Look, looks like his that looks like his wife a little bit.
Oh, okay.
You gonna be tapping them, huh?
You throw some sand down on the floor?
No. I'll go down to the gym and tap.
Yeah.
Wait.
Did you ever do security?
She says, Filipino want black. Yeah, they want Afro babies because They like our culture and stuff like that. And see, we teach. The Afro men actually teach the children stuff. Remember, Joe Jackson is responsible for the Jackson 5.
Right.
Yes, he is.
Look, I'll go down to the Philippines with my whole studio. Say, come on, baby, let's make a
All
baby,
right,
and
hello.
we got the studio ready. Let's do this.
Mentor OG, stop looking at my wife. So oh, hey y'all. But anyway, so let me bust a move and get on out of here. We've been up for 3 hours. It's 11:12. It's 2 o'clock here.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I thought you was gonna have when are you gonna do a little marathon run?
I can't do that on here because I only got so much space on. Because YouTube ain't like it used to be. You need an extra source.
I see. Well, look, man, it's been a pleasure over here.
All right, y'all. Don't forget to donate it if you can. But remember, you take care of yourself and family first. If you can't donate, please share the video. Thumbs up. Don't forget the thumbs up.
Well, let me know when you're coming down this way.
In the description box.
Let me know if you can make it down to Austin when you get here.
I hope it's in the description box.
Yeah.
I'll probably scoop some of the guys up and bring my SUV and go head up and do this thing. So I'm gonna see what I can get together so that we can talk about these finances and what credit cards to get or what sources to use to get a credit card.
Right.
All right. And so basically it'll go something like that, right?
Okay.
One of the things we got to understand, brothers, is we got to man up. And when I say man up, I'm saying that we do not give our strength to women. Period.
Right.
We, what's up, Lord Vita? We are supposed to rule over them. Rule over, meaning that we set the laws of the home. That's what rule over means. We set the law of the home so that we can protect it, so that our children can grow up in space and learn some stuff.
Right.
All right. Period. That we set that. The women don't set up how the children are educated. The men do. The women do the educating based on our curriculum. All right. She's not the one responsible for the education of the family. This is why the family is destroyed. And so they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it, but it is what it is. That's why we must leave them alone and find our queens elsewhere. So with that said, I'm out. Peace, love, and soul. People,
peace, brother. Peace, family.
Peace, everybody.
Take care.
Who is the master?
Show enough.